Yeah. So it's very common in a relationship where there's a division of labor where, okay, you're in charge of finances. I'm in charge of the household stuff. Like in my house, I don't take out the trash. My husband takes out the trash. It doesn't mean that I'm not able to take it out. I just don't want to. My job, I have other jobs.
Right.
But that's what happens. And a lot of times the wife will delegate that to the husband because of whatever. Maybe he's interested in it or whatever. So what happens over years and years of that, maybe that was fine during the marriage, but once you're splitting up, now one person is very much aware of their financial situation. Maybe they're the ones that are making the majority of the income. And the other one is like, I don't know what we have. I don't know how much money we have. I don't know how much money we make. I don't know what our expenses are. And then there's so much anxiety about, well, what am I going to do going forward? Because I don't know how much money I need. And I don't like it creates so much stress, extra stress during a divorce. And so I really like to work with women who are in that position because I can make more of a difference by leveling out that playing field with their ex so that the negotiations are fair. Because if you're negotiating with someone and they have all the information and you have none of the information, you can't negotiate with them. And you're really in a vulnerable situation. You can get taken advantage of. Even if your spouse means well, they still can do things that are not in your best interest intentionally or unintentionally. So you really have to be your own advocate. And if finance is something that scares you, if it's something you don't understand, it makes you nervous, that is totally fine and totally understandable. But you do need to get some help during that decision-making process. You can't just say, oh, well, I'll just let it roll. However, whatever happens, happens. Like, no, if you don't know, if you can't figure this out, you need to get someone to help you. There's help available. You just need to find it, and you might need to pay a little bit for it. But if you invest in a couple hours of help from a financial expert, you can save yourself many, many, many thousands of dollars in the long run.
It must be very satisfying to have someone come to you and think that this looks great. They fall into this situation you just explained, and then you really open up their eyes to be like what's their reaction? Like, oh my God, I can't believe I almost made this mistake.
Yeah, they have that reaction. And I enjoy finding Easter eggs, or I enjoy finding solutions, but I don't enjoy finding evidence of their ex trying to screw them over or whatever. That makes me sad to say, like, because like this one client that I was working with, her husband was like a finance guy. He was an MBA. He was a finance guy. He knew what he was doing. It wasn't an honest mistake. And I think she's going into this process thinking, oh, this is amicable. He's thinking of my best interests. And I'm like, well, not so much. And I think that's really disappointing because their ex is not who they think they are. And that's really hard. But I love when I'm able to prevent financial catastrophes from happening. Yeah. And sometimes they're so obvious to me. Sometimes I'll go through and I'm like, nope, that's not good. It might just be something little. Sometimes it's things that I can pick out in a second just from reviewing proposals.
You're probably like the Matrix. You can see through it all, right? When you see the asset sheet.
Yeah, I think that the reason why I ended up in this career is I have a different way of visualizing money and retirement, and like I think I have a different picture of it in my mind than the average person, and it helps me understand the big picture. Share that kind of perspective with people, because it's not just two-dimensional numbers. I mean, it is like the Matrix. That's a really good way to put it.